Hello, my name is Fatih Ozcan. I was born in 1977 in Ankara, Turkey, and my parents have raised me in a way that Quran and the sayings of the Prophet Muhammad has always been a part of my life. My mom Hatice was born in 1946 in Ankara, Turkey, as a child of a religious scholar well known in our town. And my dad has been grown as a stepchild in their family. I was raised as the youngest in my family. It was a time I witnessed transformational effect of my mom or our family. It was also the time the seed of my spiritual growth has been planted by my mother. As she always emphasized, serving God through serving humanity has always been motto in our family. And our spirituality has been shaped and shaped around it. In 1994, I was accepted to study a Bachelor of Art in Physics in Samsun. During my college years, I decided to tutor neighborhood kids as my service to my community. I realized that celebrating success of others and feeling joy with the joy of other people that I serve was indescribable joy in my life. Most importantly, I felt my life is more meaningful when I do my service to my community. After graduation and 3 years of working as a physics teacher, I decided to come to the United States in 2002, right after September 11 terrorist attack. It was the time that I learned the necessity of interfaith dialogue due to a huge gap created between people of other faith traditions and hatred within our community. I decided to create a part of solutions instead of blaming to darkness. Interfaith dialogue activities where people of other faith traditions come together and make direct human communication and flourish mutual understanding and respect seems to be a great solution for me. I may not be able to solve the world problems of conflict, but I can be a part of solutions through my service. So my search for seeking God's approval has included participation in interfaith dialogue efforts. To be able to do it better, I founded the Kansas City chapter of the Institute of Interfaith Dialogue. Later, it became the Dialogue Institute Southwest. Since very early days of coming to the United States, I have been involved and organized interfaith activities, such as interfaith trips, walk step of St. Paul trips to Turkey, Ramadan iftar dinners, Earl Hill Interfaith Academy, scriptural reasoning programs, personal enhancement projects for kids, Voices Against Extremism platform, and many others. In 2017, I started the Islamic chaplaincy programs at Hartford Seminary and 2019 CPE program at Baylor St. Luke's Medical Center. I would like to a little bit talk about my purpose to become an Air Force chaplain. My life has become a process of continual growth, learning, and discovery for me. My discovery in my life through my experience. Islamic study I have received from my parents. Scriptural studies I participated and organized. And interfaith dialogue programs I have led, organized, and participated led me toward Islamic chaplaincy program. Serving God through serving humanity and individuals has become one way to seek approval of God in my action. My mother had a poetic language to resemble the Prophet Muhammad as the rose, and that his actions and good deed as the second of the rose, stating that we always need to be in a good action by taking the examples of the Prophet Muhammad. As a Muslim, I was expected to follow his example, to perform good deeds. Since my childhood, I have been exposed to the serving God through serving humanity concept one way or another. As a result, purposeful living has set the tone for my life. Air Force chaplaincy can be a way to actualize my purpose to seek the approval of Allah through my service to airmen. Quran encouraged me to help one another in righteousness and follow the example of the Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him. And the Prophet Muhammad defined helping the needy as an act of charity, and Allah would call those who help the sick and those in need as muhsinun, those who reach the approval of God. And CPE has a great impact on me in many areas and provided me tools for me to understand myself, my own faith tradition, also the people I listen to. I envision the United States Air Force to be a venue for me to actualize purpose in my life, that is serving God through serving humanity, and to transfer the experience I gained from my life, family, my engagement in interfaith dialogue, and clinical pastoral education into more meaningful way. I believe that I can serve God through serving all airmen by addressing their emotional and spiritual needs without any discrimination. I'm hoping that Allah would be pleased with me as I am with airmen during their difficult time, help them make meaning in their struggle, and be available as they need me. In addition to that, I believe that an interfaith approach to Air Force chaplaincy would be a great contribution that I can offer to our Air Force. I consider clinical pastoral education to be one of my valuable accomplishments. Such experience led me toward two aspects that define my spiritual care, that are spirituality and modern psychology. I value focusing on thoughts and emotions resulting in behavior during a visit. To be able to manage that, I studied Leslie Greenberg's emotional therapy and Carl Rogers' empathic listening and cognitive behavior therapy during my CPE and Master in Islamic Chaplaincy program. Quranic and psychological approach led me toward defining my spiritual care as individual-centered, holistic, accompanying, and non-judgmental approach. In that regard, focusing on the needs of people without interference of my personal feelings, my personal experiences, even my own theology and religion and spirituality is essential for me. I try to leave those outside the conversation and looking at the individuals as a whole with their life, belief, emotional and spiritual and relational resources, and making holistic assessment based on those resources is essential for me and my spiritual care practice. I also believe importance of being non-judgmental toward other people and avoiding situations that offend individuals. Finally, I can say that spirituality that I gained based on serving God through serving humanity from my family and my life. My scriptural studies from Quran and other books that I read. My ability to relate people of other faith traditions as a result of long years of interfaith engagements, and listening and creating intervention skills based on care seekers' resources could be a great asset for our Air Force and airmen that I can offer. Thank you so much.